Hey, do any of you remember that time during the Southport riots that we were all told that we're the evil, far-right, racist, evil bigots, Islamophobic people because we dare blame Islam or Muslims for that attack in Southport, and in fact that we were all wrong because it was a Rwandan, Welsh, British Christian person. I know it makes perfect sense. Anyway, moving on, that this wasn't the case. He was a British Christian, and we're the evil people. In fact, we are so evil that Keir Starmer, or the UK government, therefore the UK police and the UK mainstream media, all deemed us as racist and got as many of us thrown in prison, up towards thousands upon thousands of us, for the crime of hate speech online, which unfortunately led to the death of Peter Lynch because he took his own life in prison due to this as well, and also threw other people in prison like Wayne Sekovic from Twitter and also Tommy Robertson as well. But of course we didn't have the space in the jail systems to house all these evil far-right racist bigots, Islamophobic, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. So Keir Starmer released some of the most dangerous prisoners back into public in the thousands and tried to essay a female jail guard who was transporting them to the train station less than 40 minutes of being released. Do you remember all of that? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Anyway, I'm going to have to try and Eminem rap god my way through this because this is going to be a lengthy one for sure. But I'm sure, as some of you are aware, this is about the Southport attack, as more information has came out that it's another Islam-Muslim attack. What a surprise. There wasn't a Welsh, British, Christian, Rwandan person, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. Anyway, let's get right into this. Bombshell news. Axel Rudakubana, 18, accused of murdering 3 little girls in Southport, is also charged with possession of terrorist material, producing the biological toxin ricin, which is the same ricin off of Breaking Bad, that famous TV show, and having the document Military Studies in the Jihad, the Al-Qaida training manual. Yep, so he had that in PDF form on one of his devices. I was told 4 weeks ago he was a Muslim convert. 4 police officers have told me they have been put on alert. I was also told that on his arrest he asked the police if Allah would punish him. No wonder Labour tried to cover this up. Yes, he's not a British, Welsh, nationalist, Christian, Scottish, I don't know at this point. No, he's just another Muslim who believes in Allah. What a surprise as well. So again, found ricin in his house, which for anyone who doesn't know, the smallest little particle of that could easily kill you, and even if a small little baggie of that were to be released in public, especially in an enclosed area, that could wipe out hundreds of people, and I think that was his intent in the name of Allah. Again, what a surprise as well. And again, it took him 3 months to tell the public about the fact that he was an Islamic extremist, a Muslim as well. And again, they only discovered this recently, but again, am I the only one who remembers this footage right here? I'll play it right now and mute it. His house in this video was raided on the same day of the Southport attack by the UK police. So they would have found that ricin, they would have found whatever devices which had the extremist military training group manual on it as well, and they just kept it from the public for 3 months. But again, they arrested thousands upon thousands of people for saying this was Islam, this was Muslims doing this, etc, etc, and we're the evil far-right, evil racist, bigot, Islamophobic, etc, etc. Again, how many political prisoners has Keir Starmer got in his jail cells right now? How many very severely dangerous people has he released back in the public to make free for the evil far-right in prison? Again, beyond shocking. And again, here's the Merseyside police during these riots telling people that we do not tolerate the far right, and they will have the full extent of the law thrown at them at all means as well. And again, she looks like a character from Bo Selector for sure. And the other thing at the time of this, when this happened with the Southport terror attack, again, they did it with George Floyd, they do it whenever a black person dies in general. Again, look at that Chris Kaba person recently in the UK. They show the most cutest little innocent little boys, and they would not harm anyone. They were going to be an anesthesiologist, or they were going to be the first person on Mars to colonize it, etc, etc. They were so innocent. And again, we've got a little image here of Rudakubana on the BBC set of Doctor Who. Yes, he was on Doctor Who at one point in David Tennant, the 10th Doctor's uniform as well. Again, absolutely beyond shocking from the mainstream media. And as I mentioned in my video from 2 days ago, Sky News reporter threatened the far right that once you reach prisons, you will have a very cold reception from the Asian gang communities in prison. What an odd choice of words that is, it honestly is. And funnily enough, speaking of Keir Starmer has banned any member of parliament questioning him on the Southport cover-up. This is an action of tyrant. This is undeniable attack on democracy and government accountability. Ha ha ha, democracy. 9 out of 10 people enjoy gang rape. Speaking of, we'll get into that in just a second. And again, here's the whole stunt that he played as well, where him and the same woman that I just showed you showed up to mourn the victims of the Southport attack as well. And he and this police officer knew far too well that this person was a Muslim extremist, an Islamic extremist. Again, blamed the public, the white British people of the UK for being evil, far-right, racist, bigots, Islamophobic, blah, 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 blah. It's a self-defense mechanism. It's called pattern recognition. Look it up. And again, arrested thousands of people, ruined so many people's lives, and when these people are finally let free of prison, the far right, they're going to come out so much more racist, and I don't blame them at this point. I really don't. Now, we've also got this as well, which again, this is just another absolute shocking story as well, because I want to drill home to you that this is not a one-off situation under any circumstances. Pattern recognition, bear that in mind. Mohammed Rashid has been spared a prison sentence for killing 36-year-old James Risk in a hit and run in March 2022. Oh look, it's another Mohammed. Rashid was driving at 41 miles per hour in a 30 mile per hour zone. Risk was thrown into the air and hit his head on the curb. Rashid sped off home 2.5 miles away, collected his wife and returned with her to the scene of the crime. Sheriff Derek Hamilton said it cannot be said this tragedy occurred due to the monetary lapse. Sorry, I'm struggling to speak. I'm that angry right now. Trust me, if I'm stuttering a lot in my videos or just lose my train of thought, it's because I'm getting wound up, just as a little heads up. But Rashid's defence lawyer, Simon Hutchinson, said, "In all my years of practice, I have never seen anyone so genuinely remorseful." Aye, sure. Because that's the face and actions of someone who is remorseful. If you post the wrong thing on Facebook, 2 years in prison, kill somebody and flee the scene, just 300 hours of unpaid work and 27 months of a banned drive. Two-tier justice system at work again. Wow, another Mohammed. And again, this little image here. Imagine if police had found ricin and a far-right terrorist handbook in the bedroom of so-called far-right thug. Do you think Starmer would have sat on it for 3+ months? No, he would not have. That person's address, postcode, his DNA, his blood type, his eye colour, his retinal scan, his foreskin scan, everything. Oh, speaking of foreskin, everyone, that person's information, family, friends, and where to find them and where it's most quiet at what certain time and everything would have been made public information via the police, therefore via the mainstream media as well. And again, another little thing to talk about as well. Hundreds of these concerned British publics are currently sitting in prison. Violent and sexual criminals free to make way for them, as I've already mentioned. And again, Peter Lynch dead, again mentioned it. Tommy Robinson already mentioned it. And the Pakistani family who attacked the police at Manchester Airport still haven't been charged. Again, wow, what a surprise in any way, shape or form. Again, speaking of foreskin, struck off Dr. Mohammed Shaskribaldouble, 58, is facing jail for carrying out unsafe and unsanitary mobile circumcisions for £250 a time. God, I hope they left a tip. That left young patients in agony. In other words, little tiny boys. I don't think it'd be little white British boys because they're not interested in this in any way, shape or form. It would have been people who belong to him. Again, another Mohammed. Speaking of Mohammed, a student nurse who took the pressure cooker bomb to hospital and planned a terrorist attack on an RAF base has also been found guilty. Mohammed Lord Farquhar, which apparently is coming back in Shrek 5, apparently, that's the villain from Shrek 1. 28, was arrested outside of the... Oh, what's this say? I'm sorry, I'm struggling to read today. Something ward of St James Hospital in Leeds on January 20, 2023, after showing a member of the public a gun and saying that he felt like killing everyone. Lord Farquhar was found guilty of preparing acts of terrorism by a jury at Sheffield's Crown Court yesterday, and obviously this one's quite an old one. It's not as it's from 3rd of July 2024. But yes, do any of you remember this story? It flew right under the radar. Let me give you a little bit extra context as well while I play this video in the background for you and make sure it's muted. He was found with a 10-kilogram Boston-style marathon pressure cooker bomb inside a Leeds hospital, and he was seconds away from detonating it until I think more NHS staff talked him down and talked him out of it. And again, he was a member of the NHS staff. He was working for them in an NHS hospital in Leeds. Also, isn't it 700 Nigerians have been found to be part of a kind of syndicate of scams that falsified their education in the field of medicine? Again, just another little thing to point out as well. Now, I have made videos on the past about all of these attacks. Again, look at the Manchester Arena bombing. Again, wasn't Keith from Lancaster, and again, that person was on the Secret Services list, or MI's list as well. Fun fact about that, 95% of all people on the terrorism watch list are Muslims. Again, just saying as well. Look at that. Again, the Glasgow airport attack. Again, look at the London attack from years ago as well. And all of the other attacks as well. Again, look at that video that I made a few months ago on that Azibi who entered the UK illegally via a lorry, non-consented a bunch of underage girls, and then went to a church to convert to Christianity under the help of the Church of England, and a representative of the Church of England went to that Azibi's court hearing to defend him and say that no, he's not a Muslim, he is now British Christian because he's converted. The UK government, therefore the UK courts, granted him that he was a British citizen. Then not too long after that, he threw acid in a woman's face, a 3-year-old and an 8-year-old, 4 bystanders and 5 police officers as well were affected by the acid attack as well. Again, let's go further afield. Let's look at Germany. Again, recently, we've had a Syrian attack there. We've had an attack stabbing at the Diversity concert. I've also made a video on the 14-year-old girl who was dying non-consented by upwards of 11 illegals in the country of Germany, and only one of them got jail time, and one of the non-consenting illegals had their phone number leaked, and a random member of the German public phoned that number to basically wish that person the worst outcome imaginable. She was arrested for hate speech against the non-consenting illegal who did that to a 14-year-old girl, and she was dragged to court, but the other 10 were let go of the gangbangers of illegal immigrants as well. Again, I'm going to have to wrap the video up here. I'm getting too beyond angry. Again, Keir Starmer knew about all of this. The UK police knew, the UK court systems knew about this. Keir Starmer, the UK government knew, and we were all told that we're the evil far-right, evil racist, bigot, Islamophobic, etc. people out there because this was a British, Rwandan, Christian, Welsh person. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, but that's what they labelled it as, and funnily enough, today he's another Muslim. Again, racism is nothing more than a hardwired self-defense mechanism that's been backed up by pattern recognition. That's all it is. That is all it is. Literally all it is. I don't know what to do about this, honestly, because it's going to be 5 more years of this at Keir Starmer in power if he is not kicked out or getting the JFK treatment anytime soon, which either way, whatever one comes first. But this has gone on for far too long, and something else I keep saying as well is the UK will collapse before 2030. It is inevitable, especially with somebody like Keir Starmer in power. In fact, I am absolutely beyond gobsmacked that something even far worse than the Manchester Arena bombing has not happened yet, and I think it's only a matter of time before that actually happens. But anyway, I'm going to have to wrap the video up there before I really start losing the plot and get myself taken off of YouTube and get myself 3 years in prison under 2-tier commie Keir Stalin Stasi Spazzy Starmer's dictatorship. But thank you very much for tuning in, it is greatly appreciated. If you could like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, again, it would be greatly appreciated. Again, if any of you want to check out my previous videos, I've made this one, which is my most popular video of October. Keir Starmer will arrest every far-right activist as well, and you can go check out some of my other quite successful video. Again, do Muslims control the UK police? The answer is yes. Again, absolutely beyond hysterical. So many UK police officers, white British UK police officers, have converted to Islam as well, and even members, actual Muslims, now own the UK police. A list of all the worst crimes committed by the UK police as well, etc, etc. Please feel free to go check it out. If you want to go follow me on Twitter or X, here it is, at rant-A-holic. Links to my Discord and my Twitter are in the pinned top comment. But yeah, I'll let you all go now. Thank you very much for tuning in, it's greatly appreciated. Sorry this was an unscripted mental rant, but oh boy, he better resign for his own safety soon. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I love yous all, and as always, keep on rolling. Have a great day and a better week to follow. See yous.